Hi, this is Kylie. I have this great momentous shift occurring, and today is the day that I am marking it and celebrating it. And when I wanted to make this video to share my story with you, like I do, but what came out was a poem. So I'm going to tell you the backstory before I tell you the poem. So I was a poet when I was a kid, and somewhere along the line I picked up this shame around it and thought that when you stop being a teenager, you stop being a poet. Rather, when I stop being a teenager, I needed to stop being a poet. My friends, I have friends that are poets, like, it's fine. I have a friend who's actually an amazing poet, and she wrote this fantastic poem for me and Pace on our wedding day. And it's amazing. So it's fine for other people to be poets, to be poems. If you want to be a poem, you can be a poem too, but not me. It wasn't okay. And then in early October, I went to Design Your Life Camp. It's hosted by Patty Dye, which I will make another video to tell you all about because I want you to go next year when it happens again. And I was just the photographer. I was on the edges of this event, and it was still just totally amazing. And one of the big shifts for me was around poetry. There were several poets who read that weekend or performed, or I'm not sure. They have different words for it depending on which one I'm talking about. And I was so moved. And it was so beautiful and powerful and strong and amazing and life-changing. And it was poetry. And they were not teenagers. So I came home with this burning in me to write poetry and to share my poems and to open up and reclaim myself as a poet. So when I went to make a video this morning to tell you all about what's going on for me, this poem came out. I have not memorized it. It's on my phone. So I'm going to have to look at my phone instead of at you, but I still think you're beautiful. So I'm gonna open it up and read it to you right now. I get comfortable in my chair. Ready? Here we go. Truce. Truce, she said. This poet, this person I don't even know. And my world exploded. The room dimmed. My heart stopped beating. I had to sit to keep from fainting, even though I'd never fainted before, and I kind of wonder what it would be like. But I sat. My hands shook so badly, I had to breathe for several minutes before I could even raise my eyes to look at her again. This messenger, this killer, this instigator of change, this bringer of words. Truce. It echoes through my head, through my core, like I've screamed it off a cliff and it bounds back from the other side. Just a small word, but carrying dust from billions of years of change. Truce. It hits me so hard while I sit there surrounded by people, none of whom notice that I crumble to bits and fall to the floor. I am crumbled on the floor, tiny fragments of me sparkling in the soft lights, and as I lay there destroyed, somehow I feel more whole than I ever have. Truce. A war rages inside of me, worse than brother fighting brother. I fight myself. I shoot myself with cruelty. I stab myself with hate. I throw grenades of judgment, harsh and cold, and relish when they blow. And I give the order again and again to go over the top. Years this battle has battled on, my life a lie or a joke, or both at the same time. Fear living in my every breath. And oh, how I've lost everything I needed, everything I wanted, everything I thought I would die without. But somehow, through some harshness, or maybe some kindness, I didn't die. So the war rages on, me versus myself versus I, and there will never be a winner. Truce. Truce, and the white flag appears on the horizon. Truce, and the possibility opens. Truce, that I might not have to fight this war forever. Truce, I scream till my voice gives out, and I want to paint it, truce, all over my body. Breathe it in, truce, until my skin gives in. Whisper it, truce, until it rides the wind. Cry it, truce, until it fills the oceans. I want to fill myself with truce until I am overflowing and can never remember what I felt like before. So full with truce, with white flags, with peace treaties and promises that I will never again be empty. And I lay down my weapons of words, and I meet my eyes again at last. And I pray, and I cry, and I gnash my teeth, and I finally agree to call truce and end at last this war. Truce. Thank you for being here with me and for witnessing. Mwah.